One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report and paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Well, somehow, some way, we are all alive here on our Thirsty Thursday morning. Great to see everyone in the chat, man. Good morning, good morning. We got a little bit of a wild morning. It's not as chaotic, I guess, with the amount of stories that we're going to be talking about this morning, but we do have a full hour of what's going on. So, nonetheless, the way that we have this labeled is Nancy Guthrie or Guthrie. I don't know how to pronounce her name properly. I probably should. Minnesota fraud hearing as well as Homan remarks and Trump announcement is to be happening at 1:30 Eastern. Now, this is something that obviously we're not going to be online for when it does happen. But at least you guys know it's happening. So it's 1:30 Eastern. Trump is going to be making this announcement. That's also, by the way, noon 30 for Central Standard Time. So obviously we're going to be offline when that happens. So let me go ahead and run you down on a chronological timeline of what we're looking at here. So Nancy Guthrie, or Guthrie case, TMZ receives new note demanding Bitcoin for info on suspect. Now, this came out yesterday, quickly after we got off the show, actually. And then, of course, you guys did see a little bit of Bondi. Pam Bondi was testifying on Capitol Hill yesterday, and you guys did see one small exchange with Bondi and her kind of arguing back and forth with a different senator, whatever the case is, congresswoman, whatever. Nonetheless, we have more shit on that. I guess it wasn't just theatrical in the aspect of one exchange. It was theatrical the entire fucking time. It was so much so that I actually tuned in to watch the remainder of it. And I was like, wow, this really is theatrics right here. So we have a little bit of the, like a 5-minute consolidation of those things that she kind of got into exchanges with. We're going to talk about that. Now, first, we also have James Van Der Beek, or Beek. I don't know how to say this guy's name all the way. He's an actor of some sort, I'm guessing. Let me go ahead and drop his name in the chat so that you guys can actually understand who this is. You guys would be like, oh, you don't know who that is? No, I don't. I'm going to be honest. I've watched like 15 movies in my entire fucking life. So I'm not very hip with movie shit. But nonetheless, he dies at 48. Dawson's Creek actor James Van Der Beek died on Thursday, which is today. He was 48 years old. His Instagram shared the following message. Quote, our beloved James passed peacefully this morning. He met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. There is much to share regarding his wishes, love for humanity, and sacredness of time. Those days will come. So that came as a statement from the actor's family that was posted on Instagram, said, for now, we ask for peaceful privacy as we grieve for our loving husband, father, son, brother, and friend. Wow. That's terrible. 48 years old. I wonder what the fuck happened there. It must be like maybe he was battling cancer or something. I really don't know. We're going to find that out together, obviously. Now, yesterday there was a big ordeal that did happen. As you guys do know, we were talking about the Save America Act. I'm sure that you guys remember there was the Save Act for the ID, voter ID thing. And then they redid it again because it kind of failed the first attempt. So they renamed it Save America Act. It's the exact same thing, essentially. And it just passed the House last night. So Johnson, GOP leader, speaks after House passes Trump-backed voter ID bill, which is that whole ordeal. So anyways, we're going to talk about that here in a minute, about Save America Act. But we still have a lot of other stories that we got to talk about here. U.S. Navy destroyer ship collision injures 2 sailors in the Caribbean. So this is being reported by Fox, actually, and says, breaking, U.S. Navy destroyer and supply ship collide in the Caribbean Sea, injuring 2 sailors, U.S. Southern Command says. Wow. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about the border czar, meaning Tom Homan. Border czar Homan, Minnesota ICE crackdown ending. So I'm not really sure what that means, crackdown ending. I'm not really sure. We're going to find that out together, obviously, here in a minute. And then we're going to finalize everything with this Nancy Guthrie case, the search from the FBI. FBI confirms multiple persons of interest. So I'm not really sure how they can confirm that. And I would love to actually figure out how they confirmed that, because obviously we don't really know shit. So how the fuck do you know that we can't even figure out one guy, but you know there's multiple guys? Well, I would love to figure that out. Anyways, much love, honor, respect, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Let's go ahead and do our call to actions and hop into these stories. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are on the vertical side, make sure you guys double tap that screen. And listen, also, if you're new to the channel, this is what we do Monday through Friday, reporting world news, geopolitics, American news, American politics. Make sure you guys tune in for that. We do it every day, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we consolidate everything into 1 hour. We don't sit here and ramble on forever. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Now let's get the money part over. Please consider becoming a member, starting only at $3.99 a month. Making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This does allow us to be on these airwaves as well as have these lights on. So I very much appreciate you guys becoming members and staying members. Little side note here, follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one, the campaign trail. So check it out. We also have a Discord server for all of you legends as well. We have like 95% of you guys in there. Make sure you guys get that Discord link from the video description down below of any live video that we do, and it'll have all those invite links. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships, membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, we have these platforms scrolling around the screen, and of course, you guys can interject, send some cash on over, and guess what? I get 100% of the proceeds. And I have the email up, so I'll read it out just like a super chat. So anyways, I very much appreciate your guys' contributions, hitting the like button, being in the chat, all of that, man. Papa Penguin, good morning to you, kind sir. We got Mountain Woman as well as Brother Steve Easy. Evil Rick, good morning. We got Jamin as well as Miss Lotus. Thank you guys so much for being here. We got Naomi in the building as well. Shout out to you. Great to see you. We got Rob's neighbor, Carrie, my man. Great to see you as well. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday morning. Big shout out to Motobomb Virginia and the coffee crew for rating us this morning. So thank you for that. You guys are fucking legends. Very much appreciate that. Yeah, he was in movies and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. And fuck cancer. I absolutely agree. And I did see you guys say it was cancer. Yeah, Miss Lotus, there it is. And Rabbit of Chaos, good morning to you. Great to see you. Warlearner in the building as well as Steve Posey. Shout out to my man. Voter ID is one of the most, one thing most people actually agree on. Yes, I would actually, I would say that is, I would agree with that. As like, not government level, but what our population wants, the people wants, right? Fuck the party lines, you know. We're scrolling down. Hold on. We got Dylan Patterson. Good morning, my man. very much appreciate you having you being in this chat this morning. So anyways, we're going to move on. Let's go ahead and get right into these stories. We got a little lengthy process here. Let's go ahead and get into this. TMZ receives new note demanding Bitcoin.
And welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Christy Matino, and we are following some breaking news as TMZ is reporting they received another note in relation to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. I do want to share with you what we do know as TMZ host.
What's up, Cameron? Hopefully you're enjoying the morning as well.
Harvey Levin told Fox News this morning that his outlet received a third alleged letter in relation to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, offering to provide information regarding her suspected abductors. Levin added the note.
Papa Penguin, anything is politics. Anything is going to be an argument. It's unreal.
Included a name and email address to send the one Bitcoin to, which values around $56,000. That's roughly the same amount offered by the FBI.
Man, do you guys remember when one Bitcoin was over $100,000? Now it's worth what, 56,000? She just said. Holy shit! See, everyone was like, "Don't buy gold and silver, buy Bitcoin." No, homies, it's the opposite. Okay, buy gold and silver. Just saying. And hold it.
Leading to the return of Nancy Guthrie. According to Levin, law enforcement.
We got my man Jack Talcott in the building. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday morning so far. Definitely know that we are.
Enforcement officials are operating under the assumption that Guthrie's alleged abductor, quote, lives in the Tucson television area. This comes on the heels of the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Office releasing recovered surveillance images and footage of Nancy Guthrie's alleged abductor.
So they sent a letter to TMZ founder Harvey Levin, claims to know who Nancy Guthrie kidnapper is. That comes from Fox True Crime, by the way. Big Dan is in the building saying thumbs up. Hit here in New York, they ask for ID as it's easier than looking in the big book of registry. Yeah, no kidding. In California, when I voted there, when I was a obvious resident there, I didn't have to show ID. I didn't have to do any of that. And then when I moved here to Alabama, when I voted on this last election cycle, they're like, "Yeah, do you have your ID?" I'm like, "I can't thank you enough for asking that question. Absolutely, I do." Here you go,
Showing a masked individual approaching her front door and attempting to cover it with foliage. And I do just want to put some of that up on your screen. We brought this to you yesterday once this news did break here. Now, we do have a quick soundbite here from Harvey Levin as he did join.
Real quick, before we continue on, we got Mr. J.R. Bowling in the chat, by the way. Alabama's next senator for District 4. Let's fucking go. Better look out. Better look out. You can't run. You can't hide.
Fox News this morning speaking on this development. Let's listen in.
From the very beginning on this, your outlet received an original letter. You
What's
did
up,
not
Tiffany? Good
receive
morning.
a second letter where another affiliate did. So by my count, that's 2 letters. And you now report that TMZ has just been sent.
Yeah, all my voting I ever did in California, I never had to show ID. I think it's actually, they made it illegal for these places to ask, like where the ballot boxes, all that shit. You go to vote, yeah, I think it's illegal for them to ask you for an ID. That's the way that they set it up in their state. Now, obviously, we know that's a fucking sack of shit.
A third letter. Please explain and describe what you got about 90 minutes ago.
So an hour and a half ago, we got kind of a bizarre letter, an email from somebody who says they know who the kidnapper is and that they have tried reaching Savannah's sister Annie and Savannah's brother to no avail. And they said they want 1 Bitcoin sent to a Bitcoin address that we have confirmed is active. It's a real Bitcoin address.
Well, no shit.
And
of course, we're not going to send a Bitcoin to a nothing wallet. Of course, they're going to send a real wallet to accept a Bitcoin. Of course.
As they put it, time is more than relevant. So
yes,
we
sir,
have no
Steve
idea,
Posey. Good morning.
Whether this is real or not, but they are making a demand. It's interesting that, Bitcoins fluctuate in value.
By a big by a lot. I mean, it used to be over 100,000, and now he said it's worth what, 56,000 now? Holy shit! And real quick, we got Brother Kel up there in Canada. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning as well. We definitely are.
It's around $56,000 now, one Bitcoin, which is about the amount that the authorities are offering for information leading to the return of Nancy. So I don't know if that aligns, but whoever sent this, and they actually give a name, that...
The only thing that we've heard is that she's okay. That's what we've heard, which I think is bullshit. I think she may not even be here anymore. I mean, I hate to say that. I really don't want that to be the case. But I'm also a realist in these situations. You know, you get taken away. You're 84 years old or whatever the case is. Your pacemaker app now that attaches to your phone to monitor that kind of shit is gone because you ditched the phone. They forced you to ditch the phone. Do you think those kidnappers are like going, oh yeah, let's go to the cabinet, the medicine cabinet real quick. Let's make sure we grab your high blood pressure medication. Let's make sure that we grab this medication so that you stay alive. No, that's not happening.
And an email address, but whoever sent this is asking for around that amount via Bitcoin for information that they say leads directly to the person.
Thank you, Big Dan.
All right, and that was, once again, just a snippet of that interview there with Harvey Levin from just a bit earlier this morning. Now, on Tuesday evening, authorities took one individual into custody.
Now, we already know that because we reported on that one individual that was taken into custody. He was not arrested. He was detained and questioned and let go just hours later. So, and we actually watched the guy get interviewed about, hey, I just got, held up, detained for this whole thing. He's like, I was scared. We watched it yesterday. So anyways, we're going to be moving on into the next ordeal. Of course, you guys remember a little bit of what we talked about yesterday during the Pam Bondi testifying on Capitol Hill with the DOJ, whatever. We have kind of a consolidated clip here of an exchange. We saw a small verbal exchange happen yesterday, but it was quick that we just watched. And then when we got off the show, of course, they went all day, basically. And they consolidated some shit right here. And this is what we're going to go ahead and show you guys right here, right now. Let's go ahead and bring it up. See.
And I want to remind everybody, this isn't a game. These are real people, people who have suffered, who are sitting here with us today. And they deserve answers, and they deserve accountability. And I'm here to try to get some for them. Now, I've seen some of the unredacted Epstein files, and obviously, as you know, President Trump's name is all over them, but so are the names of other senior Trump officials: Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce; John Phelan, the Secretary of the Navy; and Stephen Feinberg, the Deputy Secretary of Defense. These men were appointed by President Trump to senior positions in his administration.
Oh, shit. Real quick. We got allegedly in the chat, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday morning as well. Very much appreciate having you in the chat. And hopefully all is well. It's been a minute.
Administration.
I saw you tune in last minute at the Diamond Effect last night. I was like, oh, I missed her, But great to have you in here.
All of them have clear and confirmed ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Attorney General Bondi, yes or no, has the Justice Department asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Epstein?
Oh, turn on your mic.
Secretary Lutnick has addressed those ties himself.
I'm asking you, has the Justice Department specifically asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein?
He has addressed those
What's up, Chasing Ghost? Good morning.
ties himself.
Has the DOJ asked Secretary Phelan about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know whether he has addressed those or not.
Has the
Chatting with Stacks. Good morning.
has Deputy Secretary Feinberg talked to the Department of Justice about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein? Yes or no? Has the Department of Justice talked to Deputy Secretary Feinberg about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, which are clearly spelled out in the files? It's a very simple question. It's not a trick question. I'm just asking you.
Oh, Steve Posey, I'm not surprised by that, by the way. The things that we talk about, Yeah, for sure.
I'm stunned that you want to continue talking about.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Epstein
I'm
instead of a border
reclaiming my
patrol
time. I'm
agent
asking
murder.
you not a trick question, a simple
Stunned.
question. Okay, so what is clear is we have evidence.
Do you know
that
who Chris Malin is?
We have evidence that 3 senior officials within.
Holy shit. Hold on real quick. You guys, we have allegedly that just sent in a Cash App, massive one, saying just cuz and sends $50 fucking dollars. Thank you so much. Wow. That is incredible. Thank you very much for making it rain up in this bitch. I very much appreciate that. Thank you, allegedly. That goes a long freaking way.
The Trump administration have ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and what I can
ties
conclude,
mean?
I
Brother
can
Frank.
conclude
What does
from what
ties
you are
mean?
saying that you have not talked to them.
What does ties
So,
mean?
I
Can you
think
define that?
Americans would be shocked to learn that you are not interested in talking with these officials who have ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
You mean she is the woman? She is the woman. That's right.
The world,
Can you define that?
across the world,
Can you
prominent
define
men
ties?
who've been exposed in the files have resigned their jobs in disgrace, and that's a good first start. And that same
Disgrace is
standard,
not saying the word
this
Chris
same
Malin.
standard should apply here. And Americans want accountability.
Who is Chris Malin?
Was the president
he?
aware? Please stop talking. It is not your time to ask
was he?
questions.
Damn.
It is not your time. I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chair.
One second.
Time belongs.
I love when these fucking, I love when these guys, these senators come in, whatever the case. I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chairman. I'm reclaiming my 15 seconds.
The gentlelady from Vermont.
Was the president aware of Secretary Lutnick's ties to Epstein when he chose him to lead the Department of Commerce?
Shit, allegedly. That is awesome. That is big W's, by the way. I definitely know that work can consume all of us, for sure. Sterling Will in the building. Shout out to my man. Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat as well.
Was he aware?
Chris Malin was a border
Pablo.
patrol agent.
Okay, so
He
I'm
was
going to
shocked,
conclude
and
that
she
the president, in
never
fact,
mentioned
did
him
know about his
in
ties
her
because
district.
he was the next door neighbor.
Shame on you.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You're
this
from
is
a tiny,
pathetic. This
beautiful
is
state.
pathetic, Mr.
Committee will be
Chair.
in order.
I am not asking trick questions here.
This is pathetic, Mr. Chair.
Emotional, damn it.
The
got your
American
5
people
minutes.
have a right to know the answers to this. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary.
I'm Attorney General.
My apologies, I couldn't tell. By 2008, we knew that Epstein was a convicted sexual abuser. And we now know that Lutnick went to Epstein's Island in 2012.
Real quick before she goes on, we've got 241 of you guys in here. Make sure you guys double tap that screen. If you're on the vertical side, hit that like button. If you're on the horizontal, listen, you guys don't have to like all the craziness that's happening in the United States or around the world, but you guys can like it for me and what we do here. So thank you guys for your laborious work
How
on
was
hitting
that
that like button. Thank you.
not a deal breaker for the president? And why aren't you asking questions of the Commerce Secretary about what he saw when he was at the island, which he lied about not ever going to? Why are you not asking these questions? And I see that my time is almost expired, so I will say this.
Shame.
Do the right thing, Attorney General. Meet with the survivors. They have been asking for a year. Meet with the survivors. Do the right thing. I yield back.
Scream louder, Bree says. Yes, that is the normal behavior between cat fights, you know?
Gentlelady yields back.
Good morning.
The gentleman from South Carolina is recognized for 5 minutes.
May I have 20 seconds of his time?
That'll be up to the gentleman, but
Absolutely, Madam.
Thank you. Thank you. I was curious if you, Congresswoman, asked Bill Clinton that. Didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once. When he was
Weak sauce. Weak
and
sauce.
also, I want the record to reflect that, you know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
from the Jewish.
Shout out to Bosnia. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning as well.
I
do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there?
Oh my
Are you
goodness.
belongs to the
serious?
gentleman.
We need fucking order in this shit. She is out of control. I mean, yes, you should have passion about what we're talking about here, because honestly, everyone that was a part of it should go down. You know, if there is any wrongdoings of any of these people listed or whatever, all of them, including Trump, fucking, including the Clintons, including all of them, if any of them did anything wrong, take them. Fucking, we need to have justice. Period.
Attorney General, or do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
Yes, it was.
Really?
The committee will be in order.
And I think that's going to be, yep, and then she walks away. Yep, and Crockett did that yesterday as well on Pam Bondi, which I thought was comical. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring up this next story here. James Van Der Beek, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I don't mean to be disrespectful, by the way. I'm just illiterate, I'm an idiot, and retarded all at the same time. So bear with me. So anyways, unfortunately, this man, he died today, which is very unfortunate. He died at 48. He was an actor of, I'm unfortunately, I've watched like 15 movies in my entire life, so I don't even know what he was in. So.
Now want to get.
But this is a very short segment, and we'll fly through this.
To some breaking news. This is coming out of Hollywood. I'm going to put this up on your screen. This is there from the account of James Van Der Beek as well as his wife. And so this was just announced a few moments ago that James Van Der Beek, the star of Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues, has died at the age of 48, according to this post on social media. Van Der Beek did announce back in November of 2024 that he had been diagnosed with colorectal cancer.
Damn, that sucks. What's up, Lily? Good to see you in the building, by the way. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning.
His cause of death, though, has not yet been shared at this time. But as you can see, this is the post from Instagram from his wife saying, our beloved James Van Der Beek did pass peacefully this morning.
Bonsai. I'm just... I think that's how you say it. You're going to have to remember, I just said I'm illiterate, so that does happen.
Final days with courage, faith, and grace. There is much to share regarding his wishes, love for humanity, and the sacredness of time. Those days will come. For now, we ask for peaceful privacy. And I also want to put up some of this on your screen as well. This is from the Associated Press, sharing that announcement that was ultimately made. But you may
What's up, Quick Shoe? Good morning.
Recognize James Van Der Beek from some of this video as well on your screen. Van Der Beek, though, had been public about his illness, telling People magazine back in 2024 that he was, quote, feeling good despite the diagnosis. He did not provide other details of the disease and said that...
Yeah, it's terrible, man. Fuck cancer.
He was taking steps to resolve it, but did not specify what treatment he ultimately received. It was in November of 2025 that he said that he was auctioning items off from his career to help pay for this treatment. Van Der Beek, though, was married to actress Heather McComb from 2003 to 2009. And it was in 2010, though, that he married business consultant Kimberly Brook. The two share 6 children. Van Der Beek has previously been outspoken about his wife, saying that she also suffered multiple miscarriages within their marriage. But we do know that colorectal cancer has become the leading cause of cancer-related deaths for Americans under the age of 50 and has been...
Wow, that's a wild stat that I had no idea about. I thought it was still heart cancer and all that shit. Or heart disease.
Multiple miscarriages within their marriage.
Sorry to hear
that.
that, fair
We do know
game.
that colorectal cancer has become the leading cause of cancer-related deaths for Americans under the age of 50 and has been rising in the age group as well in recent years. But again, this is the news that we have on James Van Der Beek, as TMZ has also put this out on their X account, talking about the death of James Van Der Beek at just 48 years old.
Man, that is fucking terrible news, by the way. That's one of the things that I do, I'm bummed out about, having to do this. I've been doing this for quite a long time, but I'm just saying that, when there's unfortunate deaths that happen, reports of people dying, school shootings, missile launches, military actions, shape-shifting of the world, it's a very sad reality, man. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news on a lot of these things. We're going to move on, though. We got Johnson, Mike Johnson, the GOP leadership speak after House passes Trump-backed voter ID bill, which is Save America Act bill. Now, you got to understand that the whole, yes, though it just passed in the House, now it needs to pass in the Senate. Now, that's where we're going to need 7 senators, essentially, to join our side and sign for the Save America Act to actually be implemented. But unfortunately, I do not think that that's going to happen. Even in the House, there was only like 1 Democrat that voted for it. All the other Democrats voted no. Anyways, we need to do the money part. We haven't done the money part because allegedly has been carrying the show with her big donation this morning. But for the rest of you,
all right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
It's facts, though. Facts.
Denied.
I still love you guys anyways. Let's get into the next story. Let's do this. Here we go.
Good evening, everybody. This is a very important night on the House floor. House Republicans tonight stood with the overwhelming majority of Americans who demand secure elections. Standing with me are some of the champions of this cause in the House and some of the leaders outside our chamber who've been working on this issue to ensure this integrity.
Oh, yeah, that's out of control. Listen, guys. You guys don't have to like all this fucked up, crazy shit, but you guys can like it for me and what we do here, man. I don't ask you guys actually or tell you guys you have to do anything else, but just hit that like button, man. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. All right, here we go.
For quite some time, and this is a big achievement tonight. By voting for the Save America Act, House Republicans did exactly what the American people sent us here to do. It's promises made, promises kept. Ensuring the integrity of elections is an essential issue. It's essential to maintaining our constitutional republic, and everybody in this country seems to understand and agree to that. This is about a 90-10 issue in the polling. Because
what's up, Regular? Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat regularly. We got Bree coming in with the $2, by the way, saying money Mike now. That's a fact. And thank you for the $2. I very much appreciate that. And Cameron says, liked and subscribed, brother. That's a W, bro. Let's go. You know what we haven't done? We have not lit up our left-handed tobacco, our counterclockwise tobacco yet. We're halfway through the show, and I haven't even gotten to it. The shit. You know what I mean? We're going to pull out the shit. Let's do this shit. You know what I mean? We've got to get down. All right. All right, now we're styling. We're styling. Let's go.
All that we've done tonight in this simple piece of legislation is apply common sense. All this Save America Act does is it enhances the SAVE Act, which you've already passed twice before, which says that you have to have proof of citizenship before you register to vote in federal elections.
James.
The law already provides for that, but we need to ensure that it's enforced. And the second part of it, what we added tonight and what is part of the Save America Act is the second piece, the very common sense requirement that you have a photo ID if you're going to vote. So that's it. That's what the bill does. Proof of citizenship and photo ID to vote. Everyone in the country understands the necessity of that, understands how simple it is and how important it is. And the only people that oppose it are people who want to cheat our system, who want to participate in our elections illegally.
No, I didn't see anything yet. Let me go ahead and refresh my side of the news source stuff. Let me see if I have anything on this side. I do not. So you're going to have to tune me into that, Bree, for sure.
Unlawfully. And that's not fair to the American people and the citizens of this country. And so we had only one House Democrat participate with us tonight.
You could do it, fair game.
This has become a bitter partisan fight, and it's madness to us. We can't quite understand what the rationale is for opposing a free and fair election. But they're going to have to explain this to the people. They're going to have a hard time doing that. Now, this bill, having passed the House, will now go to the Senate. And we are encouraging all of our Senate Republican colleagues who believe in this just as we do to try to get this thing through the system, to pass it there. And we're...
Yeah, unfortunately, Steve, I mean, you obviously know my position, and many of you guys know my position. But all of the political theater, the theatrics of politics and the establishment is something that I am so fucking over. I am so over the pointless fucking political theater that we have in America. It's unreal. You're right about that.
Hoping that some Democrats in the Senate will come to their senses and do the right thing for the people. Otherwise, they got a lot of explaining to do, as we say down in the South. This is something that is overdue. It's something that's common sense. It's something that comports with what the American people want. And there's really just one question that would linger over all this now. Will Senate Democrats continue to cater to their extreme left-wing base, or are they going to finally join the overwhelming majority of Americans on this common sense reform? But I'll tell you this, once again, Republicans have demonstrated that we are the party of common sense. We are the party that's delivering exactly what the American people sent us here to do, and we will continue that. Got a lot of champions that you can hear from here shortly before we take a few questions, and I'm going to yield first to Chairman Brian Stile, who has worked really hard on this issue. Where is he at?
Right behind you, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. What an exciting day to have passed the Save America Act.
By the way, this is humongous fact, Steve Easy says. That's why it's important that men like JR get elected. I absolutely agree. We need no-nonsense people who actually care about us and not playing to the press. Well, not only that, bro, but these guys are catering to their lobbyists, their special interest. And that's the unfortunate part of this whole thing. Now, luckily for us on our side of the equation, we have actually been approached by a couple of lobbyists, and we have denied all monies because we're a grassroots campaign. We don't need a lobbyist coming into our office telling us what you need. I need you guys coming into my office saying exactly what the fuck you need. I don't need a lobbyist to tell me that. I need you to tell me that. That's the whole fucking point. I thought it's we the people. Well, no, it's a fucking two-tiered bullshit, and that's exactly why we're doing what we're doing. So,
two absolutely essential and important topics in election integrity. Making sure that it's only U.S. citizens who are voting in U.S. elections by ensuring that there's proof of citizenship at the time of registration. The other topic being photo identification. And as you watch the left push back against this, you realize how ridiculous their argument is. We were having a debate at committee on the topic of photo identification. I flew home to Wisconsin, grabbed a six-pack of beer. The clerk recognized me, said, "Hey, Brian, can I see your ID?" Said, "Sure." I opened up my wallet, handed my wallet, he checked it. He allowed me to buy a six-pack of beer. I just think it's absolutely nuts that we protect our beer more than our ballots in jurisdictions across this country. The legislation today is a meaningful and real step forward in election integrity to make sure that it's only American citizens who are voting and that the people are who they say they are who come to the polls. So I appreciate the work.
That's awesome, James. Welcome in. Hopefully you enjoy your stay here. This is what we do Monday through Friday, by the way. We report world news, geopolitics, news, American politics, breaking news, all of that, all within a single hour. And then we're out of here. We're in and out with the information. And then we've got Saturday mornings for members only, man. So it's a great fucking time. So welcome in. And by the way, for the rest of you guys, we've got 238 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Listen, you don't have to like the craziness around the world. You can like it for me and what we do here. So thank you.
Work of the leadership, our outside friends who are with us today. And it's my great pleasure to now yield to the author of the bill, my good friend, Chip Roy.
Well, only a man from Wisconsin being here talking about protecting his beer, right? It's like, look, and I'm for that, by the way. To be on the
He
record,
said, I'm for that.
Protecting your beer. Look, it is an honor to be here. I just think this is a great reflection of the team that is the Republican conference in the House and what we're doing to work together to deliver for the American people. They sent us here to do what we said we would do. It's a pretty simple task. The president talks about common sense. This piece of legislation is simple common sense. There's a
crazy, huh, Brandon? Brandon Ray, my man.
Reason that it is polling at astronomical levels, no matter which party you're in, no matter what race or background you have, whether you're urban or rural, whether you're black or white, Hispanic, whether you're male or female, it's polling at 80, 85, 90% across the country. It's because it's common sense.
What's up, Wild Card? Happy Thirsty Thursday morning.
American people want a sovereign nation. They understand that voter ID is common sense to vote. They want only American citizens to vote in American elections, and this legislation does that.
That's very, very true. It's a two-tiered system, and you're very right. It has nothing to do with the left or the right or that shit. It is top and bottom. That is the dynamic, truthfully. But people love to see it left and right, but it really is up and down.
And the Save America Act is now headed to the Senate. And we certainly hope that the Senate will take it up in good faith, put it on the floor, and have a robust debate. Make the greatest deliberative body a great deliberative body again. Go to the floor of the Senate and take this up. I want to see people who want to oppose it go to the floor of the Senate and try to explain to the American people why they wouldn't support this common sense legislation. I want to thank the Speaker. I want to thank Chairman Stile. I want to thank all of the leadership team here, but I want to give a special shout out and thanks to the groups and all of my friends here, but particularly Cleta Mitchell, without whom we wouldn't have been able to get this drafted in the first place and get this bill across the finish line here in the House. So with all of that, I appreciate it, and I'll turn it over to our great leader, Steve Scalise.
Okay, so let's go ahead and see. We don't need too much more here. I just want to see who else is going to be speaking up here. I'm sure it's going to be closed out by Mike Johnson. So let's go ahead and do that. We're not going to play this whole thing because we don't have the time for it, obviously. We still have 3 more stories to get through after this.
And I was, Chip and I were discussing earlier today.
Brother TNT, good morning.
This began when we first filed the SAVE Act. I remember we were out on the steps in the last Congress. Cleta Mitchell was there, and Ken Cuccinelli, Jenny Beth Martin, and Tea Party Patriots. All of our friends are there.
Good morning.
Here with us tonight. They were out on the steps advocating for this. And when we presented it, we presented it as a matter of common sense, and the American people agreed with that. And in recent days, you've had people like Scott Pressler up here who's just been online just hammering this thing over and over and making sure that people are aware of this. And it really took all that effort from the outside to here inside the building to make this happen. And it's, again, delivering on our promises. So a couple questions about this. We'll be happy to do it. Yeah,
I'll hear 2 or 3 questions, by the way. So we'll listen to 2 or 3 questions. We're not going to listen to the whole thing.
Our promises. So a couple questions about this. We'll be happy to do it. Yeah, yes, sir.
Question is, what assurances have you gotten from Cleveland's going to come up to the Senate? Have you talked about the talking filibuster? And while I have you, DHS is about to shut down in 2 days.
Something about DHS.
Yeah, so I stay in close contact with Leader Thune, and we met yesterday, actually, and talked about this. I told him that it would be coming over. We were certain to pass it, and we would send it, and hopefully we'd get a few Democrats. We got 1, okay?
Yep.
So it's a bipartisan
That's
bill.
exactly what I was saying to you guys. They got 1 House Democrat to vote for the Save America Act.
Well, it's going to the Senate, and I think...
I'd like to know which one of those Democrats that was.
Leader Thune is committed. I mean, I know he is to getting this to the floor, but we want to get it not just to the floor, but to the president's desk. We need to get this signed into law. It's really important for all the reasons stated here. We have a custom between us. He doesn't tell me how to run the House. I don't tell him how to run the Senate. But I trust that he is committed to it, and they're trying to figure that out, figure out the right path. And I think talking filibuster is part of that discussion, and we'll see how it shakes out. So I would hope that there be some sensible Democrats there that would recognize, as one did here tonight, that this is a good policy and a good thing, and it's right. It shouldn't be a partisan issue. This is anybody who's for free and fair elections, for the integrity of our system, should be on board with this, and hopefully they could get 60 votes over there. We'll see how it happens.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. They're going to need 7 Democrats over there to side with the Republican side. Anyways, enough about that. Let's go ahead and move on, though. That was enough of a... We heard 1 question. That's all we needed, actually. All right, because otherwise you're going around and talking about the same shit over and over and over again. Anyways, so we do have an interesting development that happened right before we started the show. 2 hours ago, a U.S. Navy destroyer ship collision injures 2 sailors in the Caribbean. Now, U.S. Southern Command has stated U.S. Navy destroyer and supply ship collide in Caribbean Sea, injuring 2 sailors. So let's go ahead and bring this up, and we will discuss it. First, we need to all embrace our fuck-ups.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you have tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to? You are a fuck-up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
Embrace it. Exactly, Naomi. Embrace it. Facts. All right, here we go.
Right now, I do want to take you back to this breaking news that we are following as information, a bit of information, is coming in from U.S. Southern Command at this point and Fox News. Jennifer Griffin there at Fox News did get this information from U.S. Southern Command. What we know so far is that 2 U.S. Navy sailors were injured Wednesday after a U.S. Navy destroyer and a supply ship collided there in the Caribbean. Now, the U.S. Southern Command essentially putting out a statement to Jennifer that said, quote, yesterday afternoon, the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer and the supply-class fast combat support ship collided during a replenishment at sea. 2 personnel reported minor injuries and are in stable condition. Both ships have reported sailing safely. The incident is currently under investigation. Now, there is a lot to discuss here on that and another topic, but I want to bring in Matthew Wiz Buckley, retired Navy FA-18 fighter pilot, Top Gun grad, and founder of No Fallen Heroes Foundation to talk about, as I mentioned, a variety of different topics. First off, though, Wiz, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Good morning, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And first off, I want to ask you about this collision here. Of course, you are a retired Navy FA-18 fighter pilot. Explain to me your thoughts as you start to see the information kind of slowly coming in.
Josh, I've been involved in an incident like this years ago when I was an F-18 pilot operating off the Abraham Lincoln. I actually slept through it, but that's another story. The USS Abraham Lincoln collided with our supply ship, the Sacramento. We were doing refueling, resupply, just like these 2 boats were doing.
No. The safety meeting time is this. This is the safety meeting, by the way, Naomi. Just FYI.
Sacramento had a steering casualty, and they didn't report it. So as the 2 ships started to drift apart, the Lincoln, Commanding Officer Lincoln said, hey, they're drifting away from us. Let's turn into them. And around that same time, the Sacramento regained their steering, which was put them back into the Lincoln. And we hit each other, damaged the ship significantly in airplanes. So let me lead with this.
What's up, Danny, my man? Good morning. Great to see you on this thirsty Thursday morning.
This isn't supposed to happen. 2 big ships like this are not supposed to meet. So I wonder if something happened along the lines.
Real quick, allegedly, I hate bologna, okay? Like sliced bologna that you get at your normal, grocery store or whatever. But when you get real bologna, like a slab of real fucking bologna, and then you smoke that motherfucker, and then, oh, dude, I'm telling you, there is nothing like that shit. I had no idea about that kind of stuff until I moved to the South. I was like, that's a thing? Yeah, it's fucking bomb as shit. And I hate normal bologna, by the way. I fucking hate it. I refuse to eat it.
Of the Lincoln and the Sacramento that I experienced, some sort of steering casualty, because this is pretty tough to do. There are a lot of safeguards and procedures, and we practice this and all sorts of stuff. So at the end of the day, 2 big boats aren't supposed to collide like this. So maybe there was some mechanical steering issue, just like we saw in the Lincoln and the Sacramento.
Yeah, but that's all speculation. You don't know shit. You don't know shit what just happened. You just know this because U.S. Southern Command said it. I'd like to know actually what happened, not speculation. Anyways, we're going to move on. That's exactly what we do. So we do have Border Czar Tom Homan that spoke this morning, right before we started the live stream this morning, on Minnesota ICE crackdown ending. So I'm very interested in this. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we will discuss it.
Good morning. I'm Tom Homan, the Border Czar for President Trump. I'm going to read a statement real quick. Then after I read the statement, I'll take questions. I'm here with Sam Molson, Director of ICE and Enforcement Mover Operations for the St. Paul Field Office. Stephen Shrink, Acting Special Agent in charge for ICE Homeland Security Investigations. And Chris Kuhn, Deputy Chief Patrol Agent for the United States Border Patrol. I'm very pleased to report that this search operation and our work here with state and local officials to improve coordination and achieve mutual goals, as well as our efforts to address issues of concern here on the ground, have yielded.
I'm going to be honest, Jimmy Mack. I've tried those smoked peanuts. I can't get down with it. It's a consistency thing for me. I don't know what it is. It tastes all right, but I can't get down with the smoked peanut.
The successful results
Or the
we
boiled
obtained
boiled peanut. I mean, I can get down with the smoked shit, but I can't get down with the boiled shit.
came here for. The Twin Cities, Minnesota in general, are and will continue to be much safer for the communities here because of what we have accomplished under President Trump's leadership. I previously shared with you before I got here. Before I even got here, I met with, I said I was going to meet with the governor, the AG, and the Mayor Fry, Mayor Herr, and I've done all of that. I've also met with various police chiefs and sheriffs. And one thing we all had in common was the importance of ensuring and maintaining public safety. Overall, we made a lot of progress through
Yes, boiled peanuts are actually boiled, yeah.
extensive engagement, meeting with them and other key stakeholders. And it is expected that those engagements and discussions will continue going forward.
TNT, you got to have a Dr. Pepper and your peanuts. That's how you do it in the South. Yeah, I mean, it's a Dr. Pepper thing mainly.
In order to enhance exchange of information and more coordination. As a result of this surge operation, we have greatly reduced the number of targets for enforcement action. And many criminal aliens have been arrested and taken off the streets, including murderers, sex offenders, national security threats, gang members, and other violent criminals. Just this week, ICE arrested a criminal alien with criminal convictions for rape, acts with a child under 14 years of age with force, lewd and lascivious acts with a child under 14. ICE also arrested 2 criminal aliens with criminal sexual misconduct convictions, among other violent criminals. Through targeted enforcement operations based on reasonable suspicion and prioritizing safety and security, ICE will continue to identify, arrest, and remove illegal aliens that pose a risk to public safety.
Okay, real quick, I do want to point out, it says down here 700 federal officers left Minneapolis last week. And remember, we did report on those 700 being pulled from when Tom Homan brought that up last week. And 2,000 remain currently right now. So yes, there was 700 pulled out from the state, or actually from the city of Minneapolis. There's 2,000 that remain.
Like we've done for years. And our officers will carry out their duties with professionalism, integrity, and compassion like we've done for years. We will enforce the immigration law against all persons in the United States illegally. I want to say something about the various unfounded complaints I'm hearing about ICE enforcement operations. During the surge operation, ICE has not
What's up, Tyrone?
arrested anybody inside a hospital. We have not arrested anybody inside of a school, an elementary school. We have not arrested anybody inside a church. As a matter of fact, the only ones that disrespected the sanctuary of a church were the agitators that have been arrested and prosecuted, and so far we have 9 of them. However, those locations are not off the table. I said from day one, there's no sanctuary for a significant public safety threat or national security threat. But as far as those stories about ICE going into churches, arresting people in hospitals, it simply has not happened. And if you have a case where it happened, you let me know.
Shit, you let me know.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Because all the digging I've done here, I can't find a single one. Under President Trump's direction, we have obtained an unprecedented level of coordination with law enforcement.
What's up, Extra Surprise? Good morning,
officials
bro.
That is focused on promoting public safety across the entire state. While I don't agree with Governor Walz and Attorney General Ellis on everything, I appreciate the support the governor gives to state agencies who coordinate with us in a manner intended to promote public safety.
He said, yeah, our issues regarding everything.
And I appreciate the AG having an open dialogue with me. Early on, the first meeting I had, acknowledging that county jails may notify ICE of the release date of an inmate, just as long as they don't hold them past the time they would normally release them.
Do you have the story about Mexican drone shot down yesterday with a new laser weapon? No, I didn't even hear about that shit, Jimmy.
Now have the ability to arrest criminal aliens in the safety and security of jails throughout the state at the time they're being released, like we've done in other states.
Oh, if it was regarding El Paso, yes, they actually lifted the ban, the travel, well, it was not only a travel ban, but it affects, no fly zones. You can't even fly a drone. You can't do shit. So if it was regarding El Paso, then yeah, I understand.
I've also directed the strategic placement of officers in certain areas throughout the states that can respond quickly to sheriffs that want to release somebody and notify us. We need to be nearby so they don't hold them unnecessarily. So we worked on a strategic plan to reassign officers in those key locations. Arresting a public safety threat and the safety and security of
I got you, Bree.
the jail is safer for the alien, it's safer for the officer, and safer for the community. I think we all can agree on that. It requires less resources for at-large operations. It just makes sense. I'll say it again, as I've said many times, we are not asking local law enforcement to act as immigration officers. I don't want them to be immigration officers. We're the immigration officers. We just want them to be cops. We're asking law enforcement to coordinate with other law enforcement to help keep public safety risk out of the communities.
It's pretty simple, in my opinion.
We have also strengthened our existing coordination with the state to target and take custody of criminal aliens more efficiently and effectively. As a result of our efforts here, Minnesota is now less of a sanctuary state for criminals. And we are proud of the public safety threats we have removed from the criminal aliens out of the state. As I said in my first press conference a couple weeks ago, President Trump didn't send me here because operations were being run and conducted perfectly. I came here to identify issues and implement solutions to improve our mission execution. Since that time, in order to improve target enforcement operation, I and my team here, we made personnel changes. We integrated BP with the ICE teams. We established a single unified chain of command structure. We strengthened joint intelligence and targeting capabilities. We deployed body cameras. We increased the footprint of internal affairs. We commuted zero tolerance for misconduct. President Trump also deployed me here to work with state and local officials to de-escalate the intense, volatile reactions and conflicts that have unfolded on the streets here between federal law enforcement and unlawful agitators.
Okay, I'm going to let him go for another about maybe minute because we still need to get into our last story. Nancy Guthrie search, FBI confirms multiple persons of interest. Now, that is something I definitely want to figure out. Real quick, yes, Steve Easy says, please smash that like and subscribe and become a member of the IWF, Insane Wheels family. Yes, sir, absolutely. Very much appreciate that. Yes, we do this Monday through Friday, and we also do members only on Saturday, man. So make sure you guys tune into all of that, and we consolidate everything into a single hour. So we don't sit here for hours and hours and stuff like that, just streaming. No, we're in and out with information.
While working to course correct and improve how enforcement operations are being run and executed here, and even before I was sent up here, I've been saying over and over that forcibly assaulting, resisting, opposing, impeding, intimidating.
Damn, I was born April of 1995. I was born April 11th, 1995.
Or interfering with a federal law enforcement officer is a crime in violation of USC 111. It's not okay. It will not be tolerated. Zero tolerance if you cross that line and put hands on an ICE officer. Not only is such activity unlawful, it is dangerous, and sadly, we have seen tragic consequences, as well as adverse impacts on businesses and the communities here in the city. While the Trump administration supports everyone's First Amendment right to freedom of speech and assembly and to petition, it has to be done lawfully and peacefully. Because we will not tolerate unlawful actions committed by agitators who are just causing havoc. This is not the way to express your disagreement or try to reform federal laws. Go talk to your members of Congress if you want the laws changed in this country.
What's up, Brother Slim? Good morning.
Nor is doxing federal law enforcement personnel and their families. It's just not right. Enough is enough with this misguided, reckless, and shameful behavior. We don't want to see any more bloodshed. I don't want to see any more bloodshed. I pray every night, for the safety of our law enforcement personnel and the safety of those in the community, whether you're here legally or illegally. I don't want to see anybody harmed. If you break the law, we're going to arrest you. We have already arrested more than 200 people.
Well, we know that to be a fact.
For violations of USC 111. The U.S. Attorney's Office has already accepted many for prosecutions, and some are still pending. I have also received commitments from state and local law enforcement that they will respond if federal law enforcement is being impeded or assaulted. They will shut down unlawful agitator activity, including arresting agitators involved and seeing them follow through. And we're seeing them follow through on those commitments. We've seen this past weekend that.
Okay, all right. So he's going to keep going on and on and on, which is cool. He answered the questions that we needed answered. So let's go ahead and get into this whole ordeal here. Nancy Guthrie search. FBI confirms multiple persons of interest. Now, we don't even know who the one person is. How did you figure out that there's multiple people?
Right now, I do want to get right into our top stories as we continue to follow the latest development.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, real quick. You guys got to obey.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Facts, though.
Denied.
All right, here we go.
On the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Office in Arizona now saying that they have received 18,000 tips in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, with 4,000.
Man, I really appreciate that, Steve Easy. That's a humongous compliment. I'm very honored by that. Thank you.
18,000 tips in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, with 4,000 of those over the 24-hour period after.
Wow. So there was, just in this last 24-hour period, there was 4,000 tip-offs on the fucking calls, the received calls in regards of Nancy Guthrie. Wow. So there was 4,000 tips they got.
The release of this surveillance video right there on your screen.
And they've gotten a total of 18,000.
Showing a person who investigators say is tampering with a camera at Guthrie's home in the Catalina foothills just outside of Tucson. Want to pop this up on your screen right here. This is coming in from the New York Post as.
Oh, wait, Mountain Woman's heading out? Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your morning, Mountain Woman. Sorry, I missed
evidence
that.
Is a black glove seen in that photo. A former FBI agent telling Fox News that the glove, which was found about 1.5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home, could hold crucial DNA evidence in the case if it is connected. The discovery comes as TMZ's Harvey Levin revealed another note was sent to his office.
It is a letter saying that this person who wrote it knows the identity of the kidnapper. And for the price of 1 Bitcoin, that person will disclose the information.
Oh, so that's what it is. Okay, so I was trying to figure out what the fuck the whole 1 Bitcoin thing was about. That totally makes sense now. Okay, so there's a tip-off that somebody called that line, called the FBI and said, listen, I know exactly who it is, but I am not giving the information out unless you give me 1 Bitcoin from the government. This motherfucker, dude. This guy's just sitting there bullshitting.
Bullshit? Bullshit? Bullshit. Bullshit.
You know that shit's pretty funny.
Again, that was Harvey Levin there, the founder of TMZ. In the meantime, FBI Director Kash Patel says that his agency is looking at, quote, multiple persons of interest in the case. We know one person was detained, questioned, and then released just a little more than 24 hours ago. Carlos Palazuelos identified himself as
Good
that
morning.
man, explaining that someone reported his eyes looked like those of the man in the photos released there by investigators earlier in the day. However, investigators say that was not the basis for his detainment, but they did not go into further detail there. The Pima County Sheriff's Office saying based on the evidence, it appears that Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped from her home in the middle of the night. I do want to bring you the latest information here, as there are just so many developments coming in. We have Mike Gould, who is a founding member of the NYPD K-9 unit and a former police lieutenant. Thank you so much for taking the time, as always, to join us here.
Thank you, Josh.
And by the way, this is our last story, and we're not going to even play this whole last bit here, just so you guys know. I'm going to start looking for a raid right now.
So I know that we've spoken just several days ago here as the case has developed, and a lot has come in and developed since then. So I wanted to ask you, first off, what kind of stands out to you as far as the latest developments? What do you make of all of it?
Right. Well, I'm optimistic that this case is going to be solved. Unfortunately, one of the problems is the victim has been missing now for 12 or 13 days, and she was on she was on medication for medical problems that she obviously hasn't gotten. A kidnapper isn't going to CVS to refill a prescription. So that's very concerning for me, sadly. I mean, my prayers are out and always hopeful that anything is possible. But as regarding the investigation itself, it's moving along. Law enforcement has been extremely quiet, and I praised them on our last interview because I think it was important. They came out a little hot, giving out a lot of ambiguous.
I appreciate that, Brother Provo, always.
Information, different messaging. So I'm optimistic. Of course, this video is a huge piece of evidence. The glove, it's going to remain to be seen. You know, of course, it can be a great source of DNA evidence unless the person was wearing a latex glove underneath it. This is an unusual pair of gloves, usually found when you're dealing with maybe chemicals or refrigeration. It's not a common glove, cloth glove that you would find. So that to me is all good things. This is a circumstantial case, Josh. It's going to be, unless somebody confesses to this crime. So with circumstantial evidence, you have to be careful about the chain of custody of evidence, how they're dealing with evidence. And that was one of my critiques early on of releasing that crime scene too early. The house.
What's up, Brother Lee Lance? My man, good morning. Great to see you.
There was no real, in retrospect, of course, there was no real need to do it. It's not a commercial establishment. It's not a bank. They could have kept that should have been held down till today, actually, because they keep going back and forth anyway, which is a good sign that they're returning to the scenes. These various
I have it set up for stacks, by the way.
Different scenes.
Thanks for letting me know.
We talked a little bit about the surveillance video, the photos there as well that were released by the Pima County Sheriff's Office as well as the FBI just a couple days ago. I want to pop that up once again on your screen, as of course it is bringing in a lot of tips to investigators there, and you can actually see he is wearing a glove in that photo and in the video, so we're going to kind of see how that all plays out. And Kash Patel saying that multiple persons of interest have been identified and are being looked into there in the case as a whole. Again, a lot of questions.
Hey, man, I'm definitely going to say a few words, you know what I mean, to the man upstairs, you know, for that. Absolutely.
Questions and still a lot of answers that we are waiting to get here. But Mike, wanted to ask you, when you look at surveillance video and photos like this, how critical can they be, even if the person's face is covered and all you can see is kind of their eyes and maybe their mouth?
No, it's invaluable. Much of it is invaluable, particularly with the technology we have right now. The clothing is relatively unique. All of our clothing is unique. The question is to find identifiable factors. But it takes time, Josh, to go back to the manufacturers. They're going to identify that backpack. Many people have been reporting they know what the backpack is. But it's time consuming, regardless of how many law enforcement. This case has thousands of law enforcement. They have the full weight of our
it's unlimited resources for them. Unlimited
government investigating this case, up to and including the President of the United States is checking in on it. So any resources that, if possible, through Google, that would generally not be available, frankly, to you and I on a typical investigation. The Guthrie family is fortunate to have the full weight of the government looking into it. And to answer your question, these things are invaluable. Evidence is going to be put together like a jigsaw puzzle. And they, as I said, they got to make sure they maintain the integrity of the crime scenes and the integrity of what we call the chain of custody. Where is that glove going? Who's analyzing it? It's very important for the prosecution part of this case.
And we are keeping
this. Yeah, and of course, we're going to be following these stories. All the stories that we do present, we always try our best to follow them if there's any type of update. So, of course, it's what we do. Anyways, guys, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. Listen, I can't do this shit without you guys. Obviously, I know that's very cliche, but I fucking mean it, man. So I'm very appreciative of your guys' engagement. Hitting the like button, of course. Double tapping that screen. It's humongous if you're on the vertical side. Listen, man, make sure you guys stick around. We're going to be rating our buddy Chatting with Stacks, so make sure you guys stick around for that. Let them know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid. And listen, we'll be back tomorrow morning for the more of the world's madness. Of course, it's what we do. Until then, God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides